Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. How are you, my beautiful girl? Now I'm going to help you revise lessons 2 and 3 for the quiz. Lesson 2, the Middle East in the 1900s means World War I and what happened during this war for the Middle East. Let us revise. Question 1, who were the allies? We know that the allies were France, Britain, and Russia. 2, who were the Central Powers? They were Germany, the Hungary countries in Central Europe, and the Ottoman state. That was a team called the Allies. They fought together beside each other, and that was another team. The two teams started fighting, but now here we want to know who ruled the Middle East before and after the First World War I. Before World War I, the Ottoman state ruled the most of the Middle East, but after World War I, France and Britain divided the Middle East between them after they defeated the Central Powers and ended the Ottoman state. Question 4. Why did this war start? This war started to stop Germany from getting more powerful because France and Britain felt threatened when Germany started to gain more powers and to be more powerful than they are. Question 5. What was the results of this war? The first result is that the Allies defeated the Central Powers and won the war. The next one is that the Middle East was divided between France and Britain and they ended the Ottoman state. Here, did this war affect the whole countries of the world? Of course, it affected the whole world, but 7, which part of the world was mostly affected and how? The Middle East was the mostly affected part of the world. Why? As most of the fight happened in it. And not only this, at the end of this war, the Middle East was divided between France and Britain. 8. When did this war start and end? It started in 1914 and ended in 1918. It means that it lasted or continued for 4 years. This, of course, question 9. Write briefly your opinion about this war and how to avoid any other wars now and in the future. I hope to know your opinion in the discussion room for next time. This question will be left for the discussion room. To know your opinions and how do you think to avoid any more wars. Now, let us go for question or lesson 3. Why did the colonizers come? Of course, you know that colonizers came to the Middle East for a lot of reasons. Here we wanted to write briefly about these reasons. The first reason, the revolutions in Europe. 2 revolutions happened in Europe before the colonization of the Middle East start. These revolutions caused a great change in Europe and caused the European leaders to think to come to the Middle East. Once they started to think to come to the Middle East, they started doing this because all of us must think about something before doing. Our brains or our minds usually direct our actions. A. The French Revolution, it happened in the 18th century and it caused great changes in Europe. B. The Industrial Revolution, it made the factories in Europe need a lot of raw materials for the factories to keep working and make goods for selling. These raw materials that are important for the factories are found greatly in the Middle East. So the colonizers decided to come to the Middle East to take these raw materials or these natural resources for no money to make their factories work and make. Next one, nationalism and imperialism. The 2 of them are desires or feelings. Nationalism is a feeling of great love to your country. Imperialism is the desire to build empires. These 2, nationalism and imperialism, were caused after these 2 revolutions when the European leaders, especially Napoleon Bonaparte, had a great nationalism for his country, France, and had imperialism or the desire to build an empire for France. He started to come to the Middle East and started the colonization of the Middle East when he colonized Egypt, and that was the start or the beginning of that. Question 3. Or point 3, the position of the Middle East. The position of the Middle East here means the location or the place of the Middle East. It was attractive because the Middle East is located in the middle of the world between the East and the West. And also the Middle East has most of the trade routes between the East and the West. The colonizers wanted to control such an attractive location and control these trade routes for their good. Next question. And what about trade? Of course, you know that the Middle East had a lot of raw materials. These raw materials were needed to make goods in the factories in Europe, and the Middle East also was a good market for selling these goods. These definitions are very important. The word colony means a country ruled by another one, like Egypt. Egypt was a colony once for France and once for Britain. Tunisia was a colony for France. India was a colony for Britain, and so on. Raw materials are natural resources that can be made into other things. Nationalism is a feeling of great love or pride in your country. Trade means buying and selling goods. Imperialism, building up empires or the desire to build up empires. Century is a period of 100 years. The colonization of the Middle East continued for about 1 century or 100 years. It means the 19th century. Market is a place where we can sell and buy goods. I think or I hope that you understand why did the colonizers come and understand the lesson about World War I, because actually this will be the end of the story. No more stories after this time. Inshallah, we are going to start a new unit which is about geography. Thanks for your listening and goodbye till we meet again. Best wishes for the quiz.